What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. At Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. As usual, this video is entitled They Don't Love You Back. You know, with Ernie Isley. Sounds so soulful, don't you agree? See, some people you can give people all the love in the world, but for you to expect them to love you the same way you love them, that may not be um, logical. That may not even be fair to have the expectation because they do things differently from you. You know, would you consider giving love and is loving? Somebody else may consider something else doing that. You know, they might have a different mentality of how they show it, right? But this is a little different because when somebody doesn't love you back, they purposely are not doing anything. And these are the signs that they don't love you back. If you see somebody do something for someone else that they won't do for you, and you've done more for them than the somebody that they're doing things for, they don't love you back. They don't. If people check on other people, they're just see how they doing, and they don't check on you and they tell you you'll be all right, but you check on them, they don't love you back. You know, if you go out of your way to do something for them, and they keep asking for more and more and more of you, and they don't ever stop and say, "Yo, I need to do something for you. You've done so much for me. I need to reach out and do something for you, whether you like it or not." Even if you're one of those people, like I'm one of those people. It's hard for me to take stuff from people. Or, you know, I may be, I'm slow to take, but I'm quick to give. But I peep people when people are quick to take and slow to give. I'm like, okay, but they don't love you back when you give to somebody, but they act like they look for excuses to not ever give to you. Something is always in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So you look at the effort. If the effort doesn't match, then it's because they're not feeling you like that. You know, they don't love you back if they don't get to know you. You know, if you know about a person and all of their upbringing, their history, their quirks, their good side, their bad side, their triggers, the things the little things that make them happy. You know, if you've learned all of the nuances of who they are, and they have yet to learn yours, that's because they don't love you back. They want you to know them, but they don't want to get to know you because they want you to cater to them. But they may never cater to you because you're not that important to them. If they have an over expectation of what you need to be doing to make them feel better, and they don't do anything to make you feel better, that's because they don't love you back. You know, some people, when people have a zero tolerance policy for the worst side of you, but can give the worst side of somebody else or a wide berth, or want their worst side to have a wide berth, they don't love you back. You know, they're easily offended. They can offend you as often as possible, but they're easily offended because they just can't take it. They can't take you treating them how they treat you because, like I said before, they don't love you back. Um, if they can't be happy for you, or they have a problem and feel some type of way when you're happy, or they try to sabotage your successes, they don't love you back. And if they may want to shine on you or bring you around and stunt on you, and you may look genuinely and sincerely be happy for them, and if they're winning in life, right? But they may not feel the same way about you. They just may have an inner hater that's for real, like not playful hating, but just real hater. That's because they don't love you back. Um, when they don't, if you make time for somebody, because there's a difference between spending your free time with somebody and making time for somebody. So if you're making time for someone who doesn't make time for you, that's because they don't love you back. Uh, if you're always good enough to help them up, but not good enough to be around, they don't love you back. Um, if you expose them to new things and they kind of give you a hard time while you're showing them something new, but go out in public as if they got down like this forever and a day, and it's just a new side of them that they're trying to show off to other people, is because they're using you and because they don't love you back. Have they exposed you to anything new in a positive manner? You got to ask yourself that. If they have a different way of dealing with you than everybody else, like they don't love you back. Like if what I mean by that is, if it's a double standard with you, but it's just what it is with them, they don't love you back. Uh, oh man, this sucks. If they don't think you're good enough as is, and for who you are and for who you've been, because of superficial reasons, and then you see who they're chasing and who they feel is good enough, and you're looking like, can't wrap my head around that. The truth is, they don't love you back. You know, I'm not just talking about, like relationship as far as like man and woman, but this is friendships. This is family. Children. If if you if nothing you do is good enough, but everything somebody else does that's minimal is just enough, it's because that person doesn't love you back. You know, and I'm a firm believer in this. Be good to people. Because if you're good to people, even if they're not good to you, when that relationship ends, they're going to miss you before you miss them. Because just because they didn't love you back that doesn't mean the world's gonna love them the same way. Like what goes around comes around. Like sometimes when people don't love you back, you gotta let that go and take that L. The world doesn't love them back, and that's a funny way of, people in some ways trying to go backwards to the people that they have crossed, and you just gotta keep it moving. Like, no, thank you, because let's be honest, you only love me back now that you got your ass kicked by the rest of life, and you know sometimes people have to learn like that. Sometimes that's the lesson that some people have to learn. But I will say this: one thing you have to do in that process is love yourself. You have to always love yourself more than other people, more than you would want other people to love you. Because you got to love yourself enough to walk away sometimes. You got to love yourself enough to say, you know what, I've been good to you, you ain't been good to me. You have to love yourself enough to have self-respect and say, I gave it a shot, I tried with you, but it didn't work. What I was talking about was signs that they don't love you back, but you have to have a sign to show how much you love you back too, because you got to love yourself enough not to take everybody's BS all the time. So we out.